Glory to Jesus Christ. Today we'll be reading the Gospel for the second Sunday after Pentecost as we celebrate the Feast of the Saints of North America. So the Gospel for the second Sunday after Pentecost is Matthew 4, verses 18 to 23, and then we'll read the commentary from the blessed Theophylact. So here's the Gospel. And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." They immediately left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw two other brothers, James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, in the boat with Zebedee their father, mending their nets. He called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. And Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all kinds of sickness and all kinds of disease among the people. And so then the commentary from the blessed Theophylact, beginning with verse 18. These two had been Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother. These two had been disciples of John, and while John was still living, they had approached Christ. But when they saw John arrested, they returned again to their fishing, and so Christ comes fishing for them and says, "Come follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Behold, obedient men who follow him immediately. From this it is clear that this is the second time that he called them, for they had been taught by Christ on a previous occasion in John chapter 1, verses 35 to 42. Then left him, and when they saw him again, followed him readily. And then verse 21, and going on from there, he saw two other brethren, James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, in a boat with Zebedee their father. It is the greatest of virtues to care for one's father in his old age, and for the father to be supported by the just labors of his sons. And they were mending their nets. They were poor, and as they were unable to buy new ones, they were stitching together their old ones. And in verse 22, they immediately left the boat and their father and followed Christ. It appears that Zebedee did not believe, and it is for this reason that they left him. Do you see when it becomes necessary to leave one's father? When the father becomes an impediment to virtue and reverence for God. When James and John saw the first two follow Christ, they rightly followed Christ as well, imitating their good example. And then verse 23, and Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom. Jesus enters the synagogues of the Hebrews to show that he is not opposed to the law, and healing every disease and every infirmity among the people. He begins with miracles to give credibility to what he teaches. By disease is meant chronic illness, and by infirmity, a temporary bodily disorder. And this is the gospel for the second Sunday after Pentecost. Glory to Jesus Christ.